Yeah, for sure.
I really appreciate it.
For sure. What does it mean to be a member of this campus community?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a great question. Because on other academic environments that I've been a part of have the tendency, and I think academics in general, has the tendency to verge on the familiar. We go through processes and routines that are relatively stable over longer periods of time. And to me, that can become very, very stale. What I love about an institution like this is Drake has always, either directly or indirectly, stimulated me to change and pursue my creative and leverage my creative energies to really new and positive outcomes. And that's more than a job. Jobs don't do that, or they don't have to do that. The good places, the good communities are always stimulating positive change and creative thinking.
Like the structure of Drake look like as far as like faculty staff interaction with students?
Well, so Drake is a master's comprehensive university. So what that means is we do have graduate programs, but those graduate programs are largely limited to our professional schools. So at the University of Iowa, there's graduate programs in hydrology and in biology. And our College of Arts and Sciences does not have any of those. Our grad programs are in business, in journalism, on the health profession side, that's where occupational therapy and athletic training fit, and our School of Ed. Thus, the reason why that's important is our interactions are 100% PhD faculty driven, because we don't have graduate students that we utilize as assets in the classroom. Everything is done from the basic, kind of remedial math class or the remedial writing class up through the most sophisticated quantum mechanics class are all taught by PhDs that are part of the faculty. Mm-hmm. So that makes faculty-student interaction really an expectation, not something that's nice to have.
Okay.
Student staff interactions are probably, again, on a lot of levels, more utilitarian. The student member interacts with the Office of Student Accounts when he or she has a question about their bill. Mm-hmm. But it's not like the Office of Student Accounts is wandering around, sort of interacting, day to day. So there is a little bit more of a bureaucratic transaction there. But I will say that we at Drake really value staff as equal participants in higher education. And so we do leverage staff expertise from time to time in co-curricular programming and in part of what we're trying to do to sort of holistically educate somebody.
I have a question. I know you mentioned like holistic education for the students and everything. Do you feel that out of classroom activities have an effect on the student as far as them being able to get things on their resume and be able to holistically say they graduated from Drake, but not just as an academia, but outside of a classroom?
Some of the deepest learning that you have happens not in the classroom. And honestly, that's true whether you're a graduate student or whether you're an undergraduate student. You're not in the class. You're in a classroom just because I happen to pick one, but you're not like in the classroom right now. And yet, I think you're probably getting a better sense of what Drake University is through your own observations and your own sidebar conversations than if you had me lecture to you for an hour about what Drake University's values are. Mm-hmm. So there is almost, it's not inauthenticity that's associated with the lecture enterprise, because it is a useful vehicle for convening basic information. But I learned most of how I learned to function as a professional based on interacting with people that I wouldn't otherwise socially self-assemble with. That's the real world. And that is not necessarily best taught in a classroom environment. So yeah, absolutely.